Welcome back to my channel, everybody. I am RL Melpica, the Eat Coach, Natural Health and Diet Specialist, and it's a beautiful day here in Texas. And I wanted to talk to you guys about what has been the most difficult thing to deal with in transitioning to a healthier lifestyle, transitioning to the natural diet, transitioning to a fruit-based diet. What's been the most difficult for me? But first, make sure you hit that subscribe button in your lower right-hand corner, all right? So if you've been watching me on my transition and as I've learned and have shared my philosophies with everybody through the knowledge that I've attained, it has been an incredible journey. And there's been ups, there's been downs, there's a lot of things I've learned. There's some things I was doing wrong that I'm doing right. And a few things that I've just attained along the way, and I continue to share with you guys as much as possible. But the toughest thing for me in this transition, in living this healthier lifestyle, bar none, has been the addiction to cooked food. Giving up meat was easy. Giving up coffee, easy. Giving up processed foods, easy. And I'm saying relatively easy. I mean, not like I snapped my fingers and they were done. It was just, when I look back on it, it was a pretty easy transition, comparably to what I'm talking about today. But the cooked food addiction has been tough. I'm 90% raw. It means 9 out of 10 meals I eat, and I'm talking meals, I'm not talking snacks, I'm talking full meals, is raw. But I do have a cooked meal once in a while, and I know how my body operates, and it makes it so much more tough throughout this process. Going from majority cooked to getting to the point where I was implementing more raw. The cooked food addiction has been there the whole time, and I love raw foods much better than I like cooked foods. But the addiction is still real, and that has been difficult. And I've had to put a lot of things in place to ensure that I don't fall victim to the addiction. And I guess it's crazy how addiction works, because a lot of it is mental. Your neurotransmitters, of course, is a big part of it when you smell certain things or you're around certain things. But mentally, it's a big thing, because I noticed that when I do and have eaten a cooked meal, it like sticks with me. It sticks with me, not from a satiating standpoint, because my body feels terrible afterwards, but mentally it does. And that has been the most difficult part. So what have I done to kind of bridge that gap for myself is I've put a lot of things in place. Number one is and this has been for a long time, I don't ever eat cooked food until till my last meal of the day, if I do eat it. It's usually a dinner item or whatnot. And I've just been much better at pre-planning what I eat and when I eat, right? So I only eat within a certain window, and I know the days of the week, if I am going to eat cooked food, when that's going to be, and I don't stray from that. And eventually I'm going to get to the point where that's not going to be necessary, but it's a part of the transition. So if you're dealing with that cooked food addiction, that's a big part of it, is the pre-planning and the prep. Is what you're eating on Mondays, Tuesdays, and maybe you're going to have a cooked meal on a Wednesday or something like that. Having that set up is going to help you, right? Another thing too, and I brought this up before, is like when you go grocery shopping, because you can only eat what you buy, right? But if you're somebody who's, transitioning, because that's who I'm speaking to. I'm not speaking to the person who's been 100% raw for 5-6 years or even longer than that. I'm talking to the ones that are on the transition. When you go to the grocery store, do not go to the grocery store hungry, right? Make sure you've eaten before. If you go out to a restaurant, make sure you don't go to the restaurant hungry, all right? These are easy tips to help you with your cooked food addiction, because cooked food addiction is absolutely real. If you do eat a cooked meal, make sure the next day you have that day planned out. Because if you don't, when you wake up in the morning, number one, you're going to be extra hungry. It's not really hunger pains. It's your stomach. It's your body screaming for nutrition because you depleted your body of that. Not to mention the energy you depleted out of it. So have the next day prepped for a raw day because you will feel it. And if you wake up, a lot of people, like they have a cooked meal or they have a bad meal per se, and then they follow it up with even more and more and more. All right. So those are some of the things. But yeah, like for me, that has been the toughest. From the transition, from transitioning from just a vegetarian to implementing some more raw to 90% raw, that has been the biggest hurdle for me. So I'd love to hear your guys' stories, what you guys think about it, what you guys have experienced, maybe even some tips that you guys utilize. And one of the things I say to everybody is give yourself grace. At the end of the day, this is a transition, right? You're trying to do better. You're on the path to doing better. And nobody's perfect. We all slip up. Everybody you can think of, they slipped up. I promise you. So give yourself grace, all right? I hope you guys resonated with this. If you did, give me a thumbs up, drop a comment. Love being interactive with you guys. I do appreciate all the support. See you guys next time. Peace, love, and light.